And he is on call.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So this is about the and this meeting is on the court test discussion, which is happening on October 26th, 2017. Yeah, so we have few items on the agenda to cover. Shall we go over the items? For the first one on the agenda, we have the Spirent and Flex test setup update. So maybe Sri Harsha. Oh, Sri Harsha is on the call now. Hi, Harsha.
Hey Suchitra, how are you?
Yeah, doing good. So, would you be able to give? Let me share the screen. I don't think you guys are seeing my screen.
Yeah, it says Williams now on still. Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm on the first item on the agenda here regarding the test update, setup update.
Okay. With respect to Spirent's setup update, the testbed on Spirent side is up and running. I was able to, currently, I don't know if everybody knows here, but I already communicated with you and Yu Wang. So, and even with Sid, uh, we currently have one head node, one compute node, and we are able to ping between the compute node and the head node. Also, we are, the compute node and the switch are also the ping between the switch and the compute nodes are also working. So we are having one Spirent test center sitting outside the network of the card, and we are able. The ping is successful between the Spirent test center port and the compute nodes. So our next goal is to spin a VSG on the compute node and see and test its functionality. That's where we are. With respect to Flex testbed, we were trying to set it up, and we ran into few issues with the license server on the Spirent end. So I was able to procure licenses last night. I will be putting the licenses today on the Flex testbed, and once that is there, we should be able to the Spirent test center VMs should be up and running on the Flex setup as well. And the topology, as I just mentioned, is the same topology at Flex testbed or the test environment is same. So we can, once that is there, the next steps would be the same steps that we would be following on Spirent's and Flex testbed. That is spinning the VSG and running and testing its functionality. So that's our goal. And we should be able to get that up and running as early as by the end of today, by end of business today.
Okay, and then looks like Yovang also noticed that after running the Onos runs for one day, then we are hitting some issue of on the flex, right? Or Yovang, did we also see on other pods as well, or it's just the flex that we are seeing?
No, it's only on Flex. But I mean, Flex is the only one that runs over a day. I'm not sure about the other pods.
So what kind of a traffic was run on this day?
On Flex, we don't.
Yeah, on Flex pod.
We just there are three.
No, I'm just trying to understand whether it's a memory leak or something.
Sorry?
Is it something like a memory leak? Or I'm just trying.
Yeah, it's like memory issue. That's
okay.
Yeah. Do you also see that on Spirent pod?
No, I didn't run the traffic for a day because yesterday it was up and running. I just did the continuous ping and then that's it. That's what I did. So if you want me to keep running, you can tell me what kind of a traffic you want me to run. We can run such kind of a traffic. But this is only one-way traffic where the Spirent port is sending to the compute node.
The ping is the only traffic we send, and we we didn't generate any other traffic.
Oh, if that's the case, yeah, then I can do that on Spirent end as well.
I think honestly we just need to leave the pod running for a day or two, and then we need to observe how it is functioning, because that is what even we observed earlier. After 3 days, the pods seem to have some issue, memory leaks, even though there
Okay,
was no activity on the pod.
okay.
Yeah, maybe we can try. And then Harsha, I have one more question for you. So the Spirent setup that you had brought up, you mentioned that there is one head node and one compute or two computes.
Just one computer for now.
Okay, one compute. And do you have a switch?
Yes, I have an open switch sitting in the network.
Okay, so that is there. Because earlier, as we discussed, we wanted the Spirent test center to be connected through the
Through
fabric.
the switch.
Yeah.
Yes, it is connected through the fabric only. So that is the reason I had to pull down the second compute node, which was causing issues previously when we were debugging. So I brought that down and then installed Ubuntu and then deployed the STC on it and then pushed the traffic over the 40 gig. So that's the setup. So yes, it is hitting the switch fabric if that is a question.
Okay.
Yeah. The path that it is following is STC VM sending traffic to switch is sending traffic to the compute node. So that is the path of the packet.
Okay. Sounds
So,
good.
Shreyas, was there any requirement to update the ONOS network config with the Spirent node?
I didn't update any config because this this particular port was already detected previously because this was a compute node 2 that I was trying to bring up. And because we didn't have any 40 gig cards more, so I deleted this compute node from the mass server and made it a standalone box, and then deployed I just installed Ubuntu OS and then deployed STC VM on it over QEMU or KVM hypervisor.
Okay. So that might be the difference between the flex pod and because the flex pod is with the logical two-rack topology, basically leaf spine. And the Spirent node would be an additional node which is completely outside pod and it has never been detected with the cord pod or the ONOS, right?
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's where
I think that
need
shouldn't be the issue. So even now, as said, we tried 40-10 splitter cable, right, on your setup as well.
Yeah.
Even I tried it on my setup; it was not detecting it. So that is the reason I went back to this particular 40 gig card, 40 gig to 40 gig connectivity. So as long as we have 40 gig to 40 gig connectivity, I think we should be able to have connectivity. I think on the open switch,
Because,
it shouldn't be.
remember, Luca last time mentioned it won't be a plug and play kind of stuff. You can just bring external node and it would be able to ping.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, in that case, I think we may need to do a little.
We might have to keep a note of that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but again, we can give it a shot today, and then we can discuss our learnings with the Suchitra, you, and Luca.
Okay, so currently, do we have any showstoppers to proceed?
Nothing as of now. At least on Spirent side, I don't have anything that is a showstopper right now.
Okay, how about Flex, Sid?
Not as of now. We were still trying to bring up the Spirent license server.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, that one should be up today. Yeah, that was kind of a showstopper till yesterday. But today we have all the required stuff, so I think that shouldn't block us anymore.
Okay.
Suchitra, one more question. So, okay, for now, for today, once we have this up and running, we'll just have a continuous traffic that is being hitting the compute node for 24 hours. That's good, right?
Yeah, we can try that, but I was honestly, I was thinking that we should be trying the scenarios that we discussed last meeting,
Yeah, sure.
scenarios, because I am pretty sure that if we are running continuously, then we might break the system again.
Okay. In
So
that case, I remember you discussing that you would be configuring something to bring up the VSGs to
yes,
do its necessary functionality.
yes,
So somebody from your team can help us with that?
yeah, definitely. So once you are ready with the setup, then I think the next step is we first need, using control plane test, we can create the VSGs. And
Okay.
after creating that, we need also help from Charles from development to do the cross connect provisioning on the fabric. And once that is
Okay.
done, then we can start with the Spirent, the Spirent tests using the
Okay.
testing
Sure.
from the data plane. So my question
Yeah.
is, if you are here at ON Lab, is that possible to execute your scenarios like pumping traffic and those kind of scenarios?
Yes. I think, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, I have VPN connectivity and we can do it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that shouldn't be an issue. So you want us to be there tomorrow?
Yeah, I was thinking like Monday should be good enough to, I think today and tomorrow we are also doing some kind of automated data plane testing, so we will be busy with that. But let's try,
Okay.
maybe one suggestion is we can start remotely and then try to help from here with the tests, and we will give you instructions about what tests, what to run, and also the cross connect provisioning. We can help you with that. If
Sure.
if let's say if we are able to proceed, then it's good enough. Then otherwise, then we can see how we want to do. Then we can decide tomorrow.
Sure. Okay. That should be good, Suchitra. Suchitra, one more question that I had from Spirants and is by, I mean, let's say we complete all those tests and we have some results. So are we going to have some handouts on the COD conference?
Yeah, I think we need to discuss. That's a good point as well. Yeah, we can discuss depending on how we are getting the results.
Yes.
But definitely, one item that I wanted to discuss with both of you is the wiki pages that we have, the data plane test site. Remember last time we created that? So since the setup, and now we know exactly what scenarios we have and what we want to cover, we can update there, and at the same time we can also track the results in those pages.
Okay.
And
Okay. Makes sense.
yeah, and then for the code build, I think we need to again have a quick call, internal call next week to decide on like what we want to present, how we want to present, and if there are any charts that we need to prepare. So I think we need to decide about those logistics now.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay. I mean, we would like to, I mean, as we discussed, the report would be a very good thing to hand out during the COD conference. We would like to target for that one and let's see how it goes.
yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we can
Yep.
review internally next week when we have the results. We can discuss those results with the development team as well. And
Sure.
and then if we see any issues or the results doesn't seem to be good, then we can see what we can do as well.
Yep.
But report.
Currently, we are not testing the performance and scale. So once we have a good functionality of it, I think we should be able to publish it out, or we can just document it into a report.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
even functional would be good. As you said, the report will be
Yeah.
a good place to start with.
Sure.
Okay, so now my question is, since if we are trying on both the setups, Flex and Spirent, in the code build, if you remember, I had forwarded an email from David regarding the space, the dimensions of
Yes.
the uh, in at the science fair, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So over there, do you guys want to show in Spirent and Flex and run tests on both of these?
Yeah, that's what the confusion even I was having. We are just replicating the setup
Uh-huh.
the same setup at Spirent as well as Flex, and like, are we displaying the same thing at both the booths?
Mm-hmm.
So initially we were thinking of the booths. We didn't know where the places will be getting it, right? So currently we got it side by side, so that's a very good thing. And
Yeah,
what we can do is we can have one setup as a backup, because Flex, the value add that the Flex would be doing is they would be providing lab as a service, correct?
Yes,
So we would be
yeah,
providing something as a testing as a service. So when we really look at these basics, I think it would be very good to show the infrastructure part from the Flex side and the testing side from the Spirent side.
yeah,
Please feel free
yeah,
to correct me if you guys disagree.
No, no.
yeah. This is what
In
exactly we were looking for. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, in
I agree with both of you. Yes, because
yeah,
we wanted Flex to be there to show that we have this community service, and
yes,
there we are trying to run these tests and development activities also, right? So,
yes, and
yeah.
we can also chip in saying that we support both of you guys, and we can support the new customers as well. So, with that being said, we can have the report with the. I mean, when it comes to report, I think we need to have two reports, where one is with Spirent is helping on lab, one is with Spirent helping Flex. That way, I mean, again,
Mhm.
it's mutual for everybody, right? So uh, again, let's say that first everything we get the results out and everything is good.
Yes.
That's when we can think about all these. And the second thing is, I would say we'll have this two setups. The reason is, even if one setup goes down, we have the second setup to show in case of a live demo if some customer wants it. So at that point also we'll say all three of us work together to get to the state. So
Mhm.
irrespective of it, I mean, that's what I would say. So please correct me if you guys disagree. So
No, no, I like the idea. It's totally fine and sounds good. Good plan.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
I
was
mean,
just
if we have
confused
too
around.
much, yeah, go
I
ahead,
had a
sir.
confusion around like, would we be showcasing the same demo? That's
I
what
mean,
the
it
confusion I
totally,
had.
yeah, it totally depends. Like for example, if there are like 4 or 5 test cases that we discussed, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, if there
Yeah,
is a lot of traffic on our booth, at that time we can take like there are, let's say, 4 customers, probably 2 customers. On Flex setup, we can show 2 test cases, and the other 2 customers we can show 2 test cases on Spirent testbed, saying that card can be deployed and we can test it and the infrastructure is in place and those kind of things, where we are giving the confidence to the community, saying that this is deployed and this is being tested and this is being in. I mean, this is taking off, kind of thing. So, what do you guys think?
okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Okay, got this.
Yeah, and then most worst
Yeah.
case is that sometimes the pod goes down, then we always have one more as a backup.
Yes. And we'll also record the test cases and we'll have that one also as a backup. So, yeah, because with this memory leaks, you don't know, right? Sometime because the traffic was running for 24 hours, you're seeing a memory leak right now. Let's say the setup is sitting idle for one week, and then suddenly during our card, it has gone down. Or
Mm-hmm.
we are doing a customer asks something and we run some traffic and there is some memory leak issue. The process is consuming the memory and not releasing it, and then there may be an issue at that point and we have one setup down or both setups down at one point. So let's have the video also as backup. I would say let's if possible we'll do it remotely, the VSG thing. If we are successful with that, that's good. If not, once we sit down at OnLab or anywhere where all of us meet together and discuss, if everything is working, let's record those demos out there then and there, so that we'll have everything as a concrete plan where we can go ahead and say, yeah, this is working very solidly. So
Yeah. And I think what I was also thinking is let's give a try by running some tests by this Friday, and we will leave it
sure.
we can leave the setup over the weekend, and then we will know on Monday what is the outcome of and
Yeah.
how stable pod is, because that way we can know when exactly we want to install just before the demo, or it's okay to install even before 2 days before, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll get an idea.
Sure, Suchitra. So you want us to run some soak tests over the weekend?
Not just soak test, but let's just leave the system right now. I mean,
Okay.
tomorrow, if we run some functional tests,
Mm-hmm.
my idea is we right now for the demo, if we are able to get through the demo, that's good enough. And then we can, after the demo, everything is successful. We have the plan for soak tests and everything, right? So we can start from there.
Yes.
So right now,
Okay.
the main goal for us should be to display something at Cod Build. And right now, since we are seeing a lot of issues with Pod, we want to make sure that just before the Cod Build, even with having 2 to 3 days of Pod running, we are still able to give a demo or not. Otherwise, we might have to reinstall just the day before.
Yeah. Yep. So, Suchitra, one quick question. So, the demo days would be 8th and 9th, right? Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay.
I think that's. Let me check with David if we have the 9th as well, or is it just going to be on Thursday? Let me check. I'll confirm on this.
He mentioned day 2 and day 3.
Oh, he
Day
didn't
3.
mention
So,
on that.
yeah, in
All
that email, that's what it says. So,
right. Okay, that's good.
yeah, on Wednesday it will be, excuse me.
The times are.
Yeah, it said Wednesday and Thursday. On Wednesday it will be from 12:15 to 2, and Thursday it will be from 12 to 2.
I know.
Okay, so it's only 2 hours.
Yeah, just 2 hours.
Okay, I was thinking it's a whole day event, so.
Yeah, I think during other slots we have other tracks going on, and I think only between these two, the lunch hours like 12 to 2, there is nothing running, and everybody will be walking by. So that is what I heard, and got the information from David that there might be a lot of traffic during that time
Okay.
because there are no parallel tracks going on.
So we have to, once we are done with our demo, should we remove all those so that we have to hand it over by 2 o'clock to them? Like, I was thinking of bringing some banner from Spirent, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can get it, but leaving on or not, then we can check with David. And yeah, always feel free to send emails to David and copy us as well. Then we also know.
Okay, sure, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Let me check with Malti also. Malti is not in today. She'll be in tomorrow. So I'll check with her and I'll keep you guys posted.
Okay, sure. And Sri Harsha from Spirent, I know that Naresh is also going to give some demo from MCOT
That is on MCall.
MCOT
Yes.
side, right? Yeah, I
Yes.
invited him for the meeting. Looks like he's busy, but maybe we can get some updates from him, like where
Yeah,
he is.
I'll check up. I'll follow up with him today
Okay,
and I'll keep you guys posted.
all right. Thank you. And
Thanks.
so, would you be able to, both of you, take an action item to update the wiki pages regarding the setup and scenarios, what we are going to do?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
So, is it okay? Can we move on to the next item now, if everything is done?
I'm good.
All right. So for the card build, we touched a little bit about the QA activities. So this is one will be our science fair, right? Where Spirent, Flex, and ONF is going to be in two booths next to each other, and we are displaying and talking about the ONF activities and also about the activities the community is bringing in and the collaborators are bringing in. So and then we have another track where we wanted like Sienna to give a presentation about the automation frame structure that we have. So at ONF, what we are trying is, since Sienna has remove the resources from cod. So we are trying to see if we can achieve some data plane activities. So all goes well, then it should be good enough. But I'm still negotiating with CNI if they could be able to give these presentations. I don't have any other in that item because we already discussed the timeline and the tests and everything. We just want to make sure that by this Friday, if we can run some scenarios, leave it over the weekend, and we'll check on Monday if 3 days or 4 days of pod is still good enough. Then based on that, we will know how to prepare for the quad build. So that's all from my updates. If anybody else wants to add questions.
Not as of now.
All right. Okay, so the next one is internal to an ONF regarding update on MCOD and ECOD test activities. So Yovang, do you want to go with MCOD regarding the Jenkins job that we want to set up about the virtual?
Yes. So I think it's still it's a block here. Can we get some? So since eCall is building every hour, can we like I'm just want to trigger the mcall build sometime today, maybe to just verify if it's something that we always see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know, can we stop maybe eCall for an hour or something?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can use it because global is continuously passing right now. So
yeah,
you can take that stop for like 2-3 hours and then use it for MCOT.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mentioned to MCOT team that we will be first focusing on ECOT first because we have a deadline by this Friday. And since we are all completed with these activities of ECOT tests and everything, so then in case we have some time, we can jump on MCOT. And Andy is also requesting that we have these, after building the pod, he wanted us to run these container-based tests. And the same kind of test that we ran for the ECOD.
Yeah. Sure.
So I sent some email to Ping, on the Slack channel, and today we can discuss about the containers to be checked, the ONOS apps, and any other errors that we want to check, exactly like ECOD, and then we can build it on the pod. So right now I notice that even though the Jenkins MCOD pod shows as failed, it's just the last stage where the compute node is not responding, but then the installation is successful. So Luca suggested that we just run the tests even though it shows as failed because everything else should be working fine.
Okay.
Because we are running.
Yeah. So I can start. I'll build some jobs and try if they work.
Yeah, we can build. So yeah, in case you need help, then Kailash and me are here.
Okay, so just want to double check. So we're talking about the QCT4, right?
Yes.
Okay, I see. Problem.
And but today Ping mentioned that they are going to build it from today. I'm not sure if they hit some issue, which I haven't followed it yet. So maybe we need to check with her personally first.
Yeah, I'll check with
you. So other than that, and then the MCOD, nothing else. And ECOD, everything is going good. And the tests that we created are also going good, except that the virtual setup, the Jenkins jobs are running fine. The only thing is we need to add tests, and development is not ready to provide the APIs yet, so we can just ignore it for now. And since the main deliverable for 4.1 is on the real pods, so right now we can ignore virtual. So based on the time after quad build, we can start those activities. So that's all for this update. Anything else, Kailash or you want to add on this?
No, I think that's a good update. Well, the eCore virtual profile, that one was failing from a couple of days back. Have we gotten feedback from that on why that profile is failing? I know they've been looking at the eCore global and eCore single jobs on the physical environment.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at the eCore local job right now, and it's last time it was run was 2 days ago when it failed. So we stopped the job because we didn't know why that build failed. So I'm not sure if we have an update on that.
Oh, okay. I did not check the local one yet. So yeah, we can bring it up. But I know that they still have some issues with pod, which they are trying to bring up today. That's what I checked on the Slack. So I can try to bring that up and see if they are still interested to look into the virtual test. Sorry, the
Well, I'll try to run it first, and if I see the error, then we can let them know. So yeah, let's run it one more time again since last build was like 2 nights ago. So I'll kick off that job right here shortly, and then we'll see how that's going.
Okay, I thought the global was an issue. I didn't know about the local one. Okay, so we can do that. Sure. Any other items other than these we want to discuss today? Okay. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks Spirant and Flex giving us these updates and helping us in the quad build.
Thank you. Thank you, Suchitra.
Thanks, Harsha. Thanks, Ed. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Suchitra. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.